Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today I wanted to briefly speak on the importance of proper communication. I want to talk about why it is so beneficial to fully understand and have knowledge in the proper way to communicate with other human beings, especially right now. Currently, we're living in a world full of social anxiety. People are having a harder time connecting with others just, because of the internet and how things are going. It's harder. We live through the pandemic. There's a lot of things going against proper communication at the moment. Lots of people are just to themselves now. But throughout my experience, my ability to be an effective communicator has made my life a lot easier. And I've been in a lot of social situations. I obviously studied communication, so I'm a little bit biased, but because of my bias, I'm trying to share it with you all so that you can understand, if you don't, the value in proper communication. So, there is a set definition for what communication is. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what communication means to you and how you are going to utilize it for yourself. When you're going for a job, you're in school, you are trying to pursue a career, maybe it's something that you're doing on your own or whatnot, you're still going to have to connect with others and learn how to work with others and effectively speak with other people. You're going to have to present yourself in those moments as well. You're going to have to be able to effectively communicate who you are and what you can bring to the table. You have to be able to communicate that in a clear and digestible way, which a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot, but some people out there, especially younger people, are struggling with as we move forward in time. So, to me, communication is a very baseline skill. Communication is what is expected of you in any profession or anything, regardless. And then all the other skills comes after that. Because you have to be able to communicate with your employer. You have to be able to communicate with a team if you're working with a team of people. It all has to do with how well you can work with others. So communication is the foundation because that is how the main way we connect with other people. Communication is what sets you apart from everybody else. If I go in to a job interview and I have the proper qualifications for that job, right? And let's say I'm going up against someone who isn't an effective communicator and I am, who do you think is going to have an easier time getting that job? If you watching this video right now are an employer and I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you right now like I'm doing, and somebody else comes in after me but they aren't able to communicate effectively, who are you going to be more confident in choosing? Obviously that depends on the job, but even if you are working with a team of people or you're in customer service or whatever, an employer is going to go with somebody who is able to communicate effectively, easily, clearly than someone who cannot, right? So, just that aspect alone makes communication so important. And as I was going through the courses and everything in college learning communication, I realized that there are a lot of deep components about it, right? The psychological aspect of what communication is and how to be an effective communicator. But on the surface, which is kind of where I want to keep this video, is surface level because you can get really, really deep into what communication actually is. It's a very, very, very deep concept. But on the surface level, being an effective communicator is just understanding how to read people, how to carry on a conversation, how to lead a conversation, and how to navigate one, right? And so that skill is something that is so important as for a young adult, for any person, any age. But I'm saying us young adults who are trying to break into the working world, we're trying to network with people, trying to make these opportunities happen for ourselves. Communication should be everyone's foundation. Increasing your communication skills doesn't always have to be going to school to increase them. It can just be simply putting yourself in more social situations. You learn something by doing something. So you become better at communication by communicating with people. It makes a lot of sense. And how did I become an effective communicator? Not everybody starts off like that. Not everybody has a natural knack for being an effective communicator. But this is the story that I tell everyone. There was a time in high school where, a lot of people were just shy. Nobody wanted to go up and talk in front of the class. Nobody wanted to put themselves out there like that. It was a little nerve-wracking. But I would find myself working on team projects. You know how schools are. They put you with groups and you got to work with people. And sometimes you have to present things, right? And I would run into so many people who were just so afraid to go up and speak, so afraid to communicate, to read what we did. And I'm like, well, somebody has to do it. Nobody in the groups would ever want to do it. So I ended up doing it. So that's how I got into speaking in front of people, communicating in front of people, asking questions, receiving questions, answering questions, And obviously it came as second nature to me. I was, into it. I enjoyed it. It was easy for me. It's not always easy for everyone. I'm not telling you that, if you put yourself out there in these different situations, that it's going to be easy. But I'm telling you that getting that exposure, putting yourself out there in that position is going to take you to that next level when it comes to communication. Because after that, after all of the speaking I was doing in high school, then I went to college. What's one of the things that you have to do in college? Public speaking, right? You have to actually learn how to speak in front of people. That's a part of what I was doing, part of the communication that I had to learn. The evolution continued as I moved up in life, as I continued. And my communication skills got better. They improved over time. But also my nerves about it improved as well, because everybody has nerves when it comes to trying to talk to a new person, talk in front of a crowd, a group of people. Those butterflies, those nerves are always going to be there. But the more that you do it, the more confident you become. And that takes me back to when I was talking about employers and whatnot. Confidence, that takes you a long way. If you know in your heart that you're an effective communicator and that you are clear, that the message that you are trying to portray is clear, and you have that confidence, an employer is going to pick up on that immediately and want you on their side. I mean, when you look at it from this zoomed out perspective that I'm coming from, everything makes so much sense. But when you're in the moment and you're going through it, you're not going to be thinking like that, at least not everybody. So yeah, I wanted to make this video to kind of remind you that that should be one of your top priorities, and you should take heed to what you're doing. Every time you speak to a new person, every time you interact with somebody, you are exercising your communication skills and being able to work through things with people and try to understand them better. It just makes life so much easier. It's possible. This life can be a lot easier if you know how to talk to people, if you know how to interact with others. And I think that's something that's slipping a little bit as we move forward in this technologically advanced world. And I kind of want to help people stay grounded in that. We are people. We are meant to communicate with others, right? And it's just a general thing that everybody should practice. Like, being an effective communicator has helped me so much in my life in so many different aspects, from the employed world to my relationships to friendships to anything, doing YouTube, literally anything. Being able to communicate has just made things so much easier. But number one, for sure, would be my relationship. Like, if you are involving yourself with another person, you have to be able to understand that person, and they have to be able to understand you. There's a lot of young guys out there looking for love. There's a lot of young women out there looking for love. And the foundation of any real relationship should be communication. A lot of where these branches are going off to, the core, the root of it stems from communication. And it is so important to be an effective communicator in this day and age. Because not only does it make life easier for you, it sets you apart from all of the other people who are still learning or struggle with being an effective communicator. And yeah, it's changed my life a lot, being able to communicate easily. And I figured that it would be something worth sharing with you all, so that you can keep it in the back of your mind moving forward, just so you know that communication is a part of life. It's a big part of life, and it should be sharpened as you age. You should become better at it all the time. And you'll see how your life changes for the better when you focus and prioritize that a little bit more, and everybody is on their own path with that. Like I said, it doesn't come natural to everybody. It doesn't work the same for everybody, but it's still something that should be held high in your life. So practice it in your life. Practice, try to talk to more people, try to put yourselves in more uncomfortable social situations and see how to navigate that, see how you feel during that time. Because if you want to be successful, communication is one of the things that you are going to have down pat, because anybody who's willing to give you an opportunity, anybody who sees potential in you, they are going to want you to have that skill specifically. That's the baseline. That's what I'm preaching. Having good communication skills is the baseline for success. From there, you can build on top of it and go on. But you need to have the foundation first before you build anything. So yeah, I could have just been rambling, could have just been speaking nonsense. Who knows? Hopefully you guys could take something from this video. I love sharing my thoughts. I love sharing just how life has worked for me, So that's just what I do. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video that I make.